Our first storyteller for the night. We're really happy to have her back on the show. She was on the show 1 year ago. She is originally from Tennessee, and she's the host of 2 storytelling shows in Brooklyn, Pretty Women and We Love a Theme. Did I get those right? Yes. Okay. Very excited to welcome Bailey Swilley.
Keep it going for your host. Okay, so listen, I'm 14 years old, and there is nothing I want more than to be a star. Now, I don't know if I'm that talented, but I don't really feel like that's what's important. I think just wanting stardom is, we know in today's world now that you just have to want it, right? So look, I get to my high school. I'm a freshman, and my high school is actually called Bolton Agricultural High School. It is in the country. It is as country as it gets. However, it has a fabulous theater program, and the theater program is run by this very powerful woman named Donna Stevens, and the only way I can be a star is to get through her. So freshman year, I auditioned for the plays. Nothing. Don't get in. I'm like, that's fine. That's just like, it's the beginning. It's just the beginning. But my dad is like, I think you probably aren't good at this. So play soccer. So sophomore year, I play soccer. I'm on the JV team. But they are having school auditions for the plays, and I really want to try out. So I go to try out, and one of the other girls from the JV soccer team also is trying out. Now, let me paint a picture. During this time, like, I don't lift up other women, and I'm not a girl's girl. I don't even know what that is yet. So the picture I want to paint for you, so this girl, she has like tanning bed kissed skin. She is on the homecoming court. She is sexually active. She wears short skirts. I wear t-shirts. Like, that's the vibe. She's not a thespian like me, okay? So we both go to audition for Midsummer Night's Dream, and we both get called back for the role of Helena. Now, I could already tell that you all thought this story was going to be about, like, a journey of self-discovery, how I learned that, like, I'm not talented and that's okay. But that's not what this story is. So get that out of your head. I'm a sophomore, and I'm getting called back for a fucking lead role. So this is huge. And in my head, I'm like, it's going to be okay if I don't get this. Because if anything, like, I'm called back for a lead, so that means, oh, if she doesn't get this, she can be a fairy. And that is okay with me. So I'm like, I'm going to be a fairy, and someday on, like, Behind the Music or like the E! True Hollywood Story, they're going to have footage of me as a fairy. I'm, like, already planning it out. I'm like, this is going to be fabulous. So I don't get it. I don't even get the fairy. I know. So I call Miss Stevens at home. I ask her why she didn't cast me as even a fairy. And her response was that my voice was too high. I was like, too high to be a fairy? Like, what the fuck? So she was like, yeah, but I encourage you to stay involved. So I was like, okay, cool. So another year passes by, and I still don't have a script in my hand. And I'm really, like, I'm halfway through high school, and I'm seeing the grains of sand go through the hourglass, and I'm really freaking out because I'm a star. So it's junior year, and I'm really, like, I'm getting really frustrated. I'm wondering, like, what is it gonna take? Like, how many times do I have to call her at home to convince her that I need this? And, like, how many times does my dad need to go build sets, you know? And how many times do I have to work backstage at the Miss Wildcat pageant? So this pageant is where things really started to turn for me, and something kind of changed. There was a shift in my mind, okay? So I'm backstage. I'm the stage manager for this annual beauty pageant. And this is like, Miss Stevens. this is this is so Miss Stevens. Okay, so Miss Stevens gets her best friend, the AV teacher, Miss Bradley, to sing the national anthem backstage. Not a student, but a teacher. So Miss Bradley is singing the anthem, and she forgets the words. And I have a headset on, and Miss Stevens is like yelling at me in the headset, like, "What's going on? Oh my God! Like, what's happening back there?" And like, I'm like, "Oh, this is my moment, you know. I could run up to Miss Bradley and I could whisper the lyrics in her ear. I could take the microphone from her and I could finish the song. You know, I know the song." But I just take the headset off, walk away, and laugh. So like something was happening inside of me, you know? Like I was beginning to turn. I was getting cold, you know? I was growing cold. So that happens. And then the next thing that happens early in the year is the annual school lock-in. Are we familiar with a lock-in? So like your parents drop you off at like 10 p.m. and you're locked in the school with like a bunch of other kids, and you have to stay up all night and just like hang out until like your parents come back and get you at like 6 or 7 a.m. No sleeping allowed. And like no funny business either, but this is also a theater lock-in, so like there's no funny business happening. All the guys are gay. It's like all girls and gays. So now that I think about it, maybe there was some funny business going on that I don't. Anyway, okay. So one of the main events at this lock-in is this game we play where we all are refugees who have to get over a wall. And so I just want to let all of you know that I do not participate in this game. Not because I'm like woke, but I just like think it's dumb. So I don't like this lock-in. I think it's dumb. And the junior year, so that was sophomore year I went and I experienced that. Junior year is around and I'm like, I'm not doing that this year. And I guess I'm like a leader because a lot of my friends also do not go. And so the following Monday in class, Miss Stevens looks at the class and she looks at me directly and she's like, "I can't believe you guys didn't come to the lock-in. Like that was our fundraiser. Now you're all gonna have to sell double the amount of bags of pecans this year." So yeah, I know. So she was looking at me though. She knew that I led the charge, you know? And so anyway, that happened. And then it was time for another round of auditions. So the play this year is called The Boys Next Door. And I do not get, are we familiar with this play? You're familiar. Okay, so this is a play that my high school put on, and it's about 4 developmentally disabled men who live in an apartment together. So I just want you all to picture a high school doing this play. Anyway, I don't get in. I am the stage manager, which is literally the worst thing you can be when you are meant to be what? A star. All right, you guys get it. So my job as stage manager is going to, so one of the characters in the play just eats donuts on stage. He sits on stage and like for the majority of the play is eating donuts. And my job is to go to the local donut shop and pick up day-old donuts. They're giving them to us for free and putting them on a plate for him. So this is my job, and like I said, like I'm really at the end of my rope here, and I'm getting bitter. So I take the donuts, all of the cinnamon and sugar ones, I cover with the prop salt and pepper. So and then just backstage, I'm just listening to him like try to do his lines when he eats them. And so he came backstage after that and screamed at me, "You are so lucky I am such a good actor because I never broke character." And then, of course, he told Miss Stevens. So the following Monday, Miss Stevens looks right at me again, and she's like, when I find out who did this, they are out. And I really mean it. They are out, out, out. They are not to do any plays. She knew it was me. She knew. She was looking me dead in the eyes. She knew it was me. So, okay, here's the part where I feel like you all are judging me, and I just think it's like, I know we heard like Will's story, and he was like really bad. I was bad too, but in a different way. And so I just feel like it's really important for you all to hear some things about Miss Stevens too, so you know that I'm not totally in the wrong. So Miss Stevens, she wasn't perfect, you know? And so one thing that she did, one exercise she did was she would videotape all of us doing monologues. And then she'd make us sit and watch the video, and one by one, she would tell us who has the look for TV and who doesn't. And she'd be like, dead eyes, bad hair, high voice. That was me. Another time, she told me that I should never try to go for leading ladies because I just don't have the look of a leading lady. And then another time, she found out that I'm a little bit Asian. And so from then on, she was like, you'll play all the Asian parts. There are no Asian parts. There are no Asian parts. But if there were, it shouldn't be me. Like it shouldn't be me playing them. So anyway, I just want you all to know she was not perfect either. So there's another play on deck, and it's Annie, the musical. And Annie has a high voice. So I have to get this. I need this part. So I sing the absolute shit out of Tomorrow. And I get called back. And it is down to two people, me and a girl with red hair. So you all already know what happens. The girl with red hair gets it, whatever. But then something like really, really, really amazing happened. I go up to the cast list, and I scroll all the way down, and I see my name. And my name is next to the word ingenue. So the ingenue is a part... she does get a solo, and she does get to wear a sparkly dress. And that's really, she's on stage for 30 seconds, but that is all I need. All I need is this sparkly dress. All I need is this tiny solo. But I realized that Miss Stevens was just making me show her that I'm a diva. And when I got up there and I sang my solo, all the hot girls in the chorus were like snickering and like talking about me. And that's how I knew that I had fucking made it! That's my story. Thank you.